Hello everybody, my name is Fakhruddin Khambati and welcome to the fifth video in the SSIS training series. In the previous video, we saw how a file that we have, which is in the CSV format, is transferred into the database in a particular table which is already created. Look at this quick recap. When I execute the data, it shows nothing. But when I run this, it picks the data from the flat file source and sends 1000 rows into the database. Let's check. Look at this 1000 rows. Isn't that great? But if you remember, last time we had one more requirement. We were only doing extraction of data from the CSV file and we were loading that data into Microsoft SQL. But we were only able to cover the extract of data and loading of data. Where was this center part missing, which was transform? Remember, we are learning MSBI. There are three pillars: SSIS, AS and RS. We are focusing on SSIS. Under SSIS, we are looking at ETL. We just extracted and we were able to load the data, but the transformation was missing. In this video, I am going to walk you through a demo which will show you or demonstrate how to achieve transformation on a set of data. So the new requirement this time is the first and the last names must be completely in uppercase. Look at the data right now. The first name, the last name, not just this record but any random record that you would pick, they are in lowercase. We have to convert the entire first name and entire last name for all the records in uppercase when the data is being loaded into Microsoft SQL. So let us begin. I will go to my SQL Server data tools, the package that I have just run. I will stop it. I will go to SQL and I'm going to truncate table patients. Let's see. So now our database has 0 records. We'll go back over here. All we have to do is we have to extract data from the CSV file. We have to load that data into this patients table, which is in a database. And in between, we have to transform that data such that the uppercase and the first name and the last name are converted into uppercase. So what do we do? Let's check what options we have been given by Microsoft. If you have noticed the folders out here on the left side on SSIS toolbox, there are some transforms, sources and destinations. So far we have seen sources wherein we picked the flat file source over here. Then we saw destination wherein we picked OLEDB destination. If this part is confusing to you, I would recommend please watch the SSIS video 4 of this training series. It has detailed information and demonstration of these particular components. But right now we need to transform the data. So we will see transform. There are many components given out here for different purposes. Every component has its own way of doing work. What we are looking for is something that would change the first and the last name into uppercase. Let's see what we can find. So I'm looking for something called as derived column. Let's see, it's not here. I'll go to common, and yes, because it's a very commonly used component, it's here, and I will drag and drop it. But hey, wait, the arrow is going from source to destination, right? It's extracting from flat file and loading into the database. So I will delete this. I will bring the transformation in between. So it's extract here, transform here and loading here, and I will give the appropriate arrows. I have already configured the flat file source. It knows from where it has to pick the data, so I'll not configure it over again. I'm just going to cancel cancel it. I've already configured the database, not going to change it right now, but in the derived column I'll click and edit. Why will I do that? Because this component by itself knows nothing at all. We have to configure, we have to teach a component every single time it has been dragged and dropped into our worksheet. So right click, edit. Wow. So it will give us all the columns that it's picking from where? From flat file source, from the component above it. What do we have to do? We have to do derived column on first name and last name. What do we have to do? We have to perform mathematical function, datetime, null, typecast, operator or string. Because we are changing it from lowercase to uppercase, obviously we will use string function. We will go over here, drag and drop uppercase, we'll drag and drop uppercase here. And until you know it is showing something in red, it should be black. If it's showing something in red, which means there's some kind of error in the way we have coded it. So I will remove the first from here and I'll remove last from here. And now I'll drag and drop it like this. You see, the color has changed to black. Now if I make any kind of mistake again, let me just show you again. First, and then I'm doing this. You see, the last name is showing as correct because it's in black, and the first name is showing incorrectly. So I will just remove it. I'll remove everything over again and I'll show you. I'll delete this. So I'm cancelling it out. I'm right clicking on edit, derived column, selecting edit. I will get the derived column transformation editor. What I want is string function. What do I want out of string function? I want to make it to uppercase. So upper and one more upper. And then I'll go to my columns. What do I have to change to uppercase? First name. What do I have to change to uppercase? Last name. Over here I have options. It says derived column, add as a new column. If I'm adding it as a new column, it will show all these ID, first, last, email, date of birth, amount, city, state, and it will have additional column as derived column 1, derived column 2. But I don't want that. I will say replace first and I will say replace last. That's it. As long as everything is black out here, we are going good. And then I will click on OK. No error, nothing at all. Just let's make sure the mapping in the OLEDB destination is correct. Everything is mapped properly. Let's try now. Start. Just click on start or hit F5 on your keyboard. So 1000 rows first extracted from flat file, then all went to derived column. They got transformed, and 1000 columns from derived column went to OLEDB destination. Let's see our OLEDB destination. Here we go. Select start from patients. I'm going to execute it, and yes, 1000 rows came in, and look at our transformation here. The first name and the last name are all converted into uppercase. So congratulations and pat your shoulders, because you just were able to complete your very first ETL. So now, my friends, you know how to extract data, how to modify data, how to load that data. And you know how to change the characters from lowercase to uppercase when you have been given a source file that has only lowercase characters. And you know how to operate on string functions. Remember the uppercase string function that we use, and where this function was used? In the derived column. So there is not just changing the letters from upper or lower case and to vice versa. You can actually transform the data as per all available options in the derived column. But wait, will we always get the data as per our requirement, as per our software? There is a very high possibility. In fact, in all the projects, this is very common. The data that we are going to receive not be in order. Some lines or quite many of the rows, some columns will always have an issue. We need to learn how we can handle those rows. For example, just look at this one. What if few lines in the source file are corrupt? And how will we handle few corrupt rows in the source file? For example, if we just change this to this and this to this, right? In our database, we have defined ID as it can only take integers. We have defined that this third column, which is first name, it can only take string. So what if the data which we are receiving as a source is corrupt? Will it actually go in the database? No, the database is bound to give an error. So just wait and watch and continue to follow my channel, and we will see how this particular problem can be handled. And remember, as I always say, how it can be handled gracefully. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon in the next, where we will learn how to handle the corrupt data in the source file. Thank you, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Goodbye and take care.